Well, hello to everybody here. It's Teresa Sanderson. Very excited to connect with you again today as we continue, this series of frequently asked questions about nursing continuing education, how to add nursing CE credit to courses, become a provider, all of those things, right? So today we're going to be chatting about how to add nursing CE credit to courses. And so as you pop in, please feel free to say hi. Let me know where you're watching from. And if you're catching me on the replay, comment #replay so I know that you stopped by. Thank you again for being a part of my community. I love connecting with all of you. So when it comes to adding nursing continuing education credit to courses, I want you to know that there's two options, essentially. And so we're going to talk about those two. And the first option is to establish yourself as a provider of nursing continuing education. Okay, that's one option. The second option is to work with an established provider of nursing continuing education to add continuing education credit to your courses. So we're going to talk about kind of compare and contrast these so that you can kind of see which one may work best for you. Okay, so we're going to start first with becoming or establishing yourself or your organization as a nursing continuing education provider. Okay, so what does that mean? First of all, when you establish yourself as a nursing continuing education provider, it means that you have completed an application to a state or national organization who is going to take a look at your application. They're going to review it, make sure that you have appropriate policies and procedures in place, that you understand how to do the technical writing of nursing continuing education courses, how to format and develop courses that meet the standard and definition of nursing continuing education, and that kind of thing. Okay, so completing an application, it's a bigger deal. It's a bigger thing. Okay, and establishing yourself as a nursing continuing education provider is suitable for certain people and maybe not suitable for others. So it's important that you have enough information, right, so that you can make a good decision. And that's really important. So when I talk to people who are interested in adding, credit to courses, one of my typical first questions to them is, how many CE course offerings do you see yourself developing? How deep are you going to go into this rabbit hole is really what I'm asking. Do you see yourself maybe developing one contact hour or two contact hours? Or do you envision a library of CE courses that you would like to offer to nurses? So depending on that answer, if somebody says, no, I really see, in the future, I want to have a library of courses. I have already prepared, a lot of times people say, I have an 8-hour course on this. I teach 10 hours on this. I do this. Okay. Looking at that kind of volume, it's definitely in your best interest to establish yourself as a nursing continuing education provider for a couple of reasons, but the biggest one being it's going to be more economical for you in the long run, and there are a lot of other benefits that are in it for you too. So for the person who says, Teresa, I just want to dip my foot in the pool. I'm not ready to go all in, and call this my business or anything like that. I would like to test the waters. I want to see how this goes. I want to try teaching one or two one contact hour courses, over a period of time and see how I do. Okay, great. The best option for that person is to work with an already established CE provider like us so that we can help you, or any other, we're not the only one out there, but also just to work with someone and get your course approved through their organization that is an approved continuing education provider so that you can get the experience of teaching, you can offer your course, monetize it, do whatever it is that you would like to do with it, and see how it goes for you before you determine, do I really want to dive in and maybe establish myself as a provider myself? Okay? All right. So for those who choose to establish themselves as a nursing continuing education provider, then there are a couple of ways to go to become an approved provider. You can work with a state board level approval using any of the state boards of nursing who process CE provider applications, or you can choose to work with a national entity. And one of the national entities is ANCC. I believe the NLN is also another. So there are a few different ways to go even in that realm. What I can tell you is the biggest differences between state board approval and a national approval, there's a couple of them. The first one being, when we think of any national approval, they meet the standard of those CE course credits that are awarded for your courses would be accepted by all 50 state boards of nursing for purposes of licensure renewal, right? We have to keep those forms, those of us who are licensed and get our continuing education credit, we have to keep those certificates and, be able to report that we have done the required hours of continuing education, right? So as far as state level approvals go, know that as of today, 46 out of 50 state boards of nursing accept nursing CE credit that's awarded from an out-of-state approved provider. So almost as good as ANCC and NLN and other national accrediting organizations, but there are 4 states that would not accept that out-of-state approved credit or awarded credit. So that's important for you to know. Another big difference in between state level approval and national is the time that it takes to become an approved provider. At the national level, might be looking at up to 2 years to be able to process an application and have it approved. At the state level, might be looking at anywhere between 3 months to 6 months, okay, on the outside. So a lot quicker. And also, the other thing that I would suggest that is a big differentiator is the expense involved. So at the national level, you can expect this to be a multiple $1,000 investment just for the application to be reviewed. Whereas at the state board level, state board fees are typically a few $100s. I think the highest I've seen is about $1,600 for one state for the application. Okay, so those are some things that differentiate each one. Now, if you've decided that applying as a nursing CE provider and establishing yourself that way is for you, I want you to know that there are some major benefits in that for you. When you establish yourself as a nursing continuing education provider, you will receive approval from the state board or the national organization for a period of anywhere from 2 to 5 years. Okay. And during that time frame, I want you to understand that you can develop additional course offerings at no additional cost during that approval window. Did you hear that? During the approval window, you can develop additional nursing CE course offerings at no additional cost. So in other words, once you've completed your application that's been submitted to the board or the national accrediting organization with your policies and procedures and all of your data and some sample CE course offerings, then you are a trusted continuing education provider and you are deemed competent or prepared to develop further offerings without needing every course to be approved for presentation to nurses for CE credit. Are you with me? That's a massive, massive benefit right there and can really be a huge income generator for any business or organization. Second thing is, the next thing is that you can create an income. You can create another income stream. Once you are established yourself as a CE provider, you can help other nurses or organizations who want to teach nursing continuing education courses but are not approved providers. You can say to them, hey, let us take your course. We can run it through our program and help you add continuing education credit to it so that you can teach it yourself. So in other words, you can be a good neighbor and you can help other nurses and organizations meet their goals of providing impactful, high-quality nursing continuing education to people that they want to serve. And it's just an extension of your business. Now, there's a certain formula, yes, that you need to follow for that. You know, if the course is going to run through your program, you are the one, your organization would be the one who is required to know that that course meets continuing education criteria, meets the standard definition of nursing continuing ed and all of those kinds of things. But it's a great way to generate an income from your program itself. The next thing you should be aware of is that establishing yourself as a CE provider definitely elevates your brand And one of the best things about it, it was kind of a side effect that I had never expected, is that it establishes you as a trusted authority and an expert in your field. So these are some huge benefits of establishing yourself as a nursing CE provider. So this video today has been all about how to add nursing continuing education credit to your courses. If you are someone who just wants to teach 1 or 2 courses, what you would need to do is just reach out to an approved nursing continuing education provider. Let them know what you would like to do and ask, is this a service that you provide? Can you help me with this? It can be that simple to get started. And if they're able to help you, they're going to give you a list of things that they would need so that they can process and approve your course. That is a very, very quick process within my own organization. We do that typically within about 30 days. We can help you add CE credit to courses. So if that's something you're interested in doing, don't hesitate to reach out if we can help you and support you in any of these ways. But I hope this video has been helpful in allowing you to understand what it looks like to become a nursing continuing education provider, or to simply work with an organization to add CE credit to courses. Because like I said, there's easily at least these 2 ways to go about it. These are the most common ways. And so I hope this has been very helpful to you. I want to invite you, before we finish up, to join me for the Create a Nursing CE course workshop that is coming up on March 25th through the 29th. It's a 5-day deep dive into how to create a nursing CE course. We're going to go through how do you identify a title, create your behavioral objectives, your outline, your reference list, you name it. We're going through all of it. We're going to talk about how to teach engaging courses, how to keep your participants engaged so that you really can teach with impact and make a difference in the lives of nurses and the quality of patient care. So if that sounds interesting to you, it's going to be 5 contact hours worth of content, $47 investment, super inexpensive. I would love to see you in the training, and I hope to see you there. Bye for now.